thank you to everybody who voted in last month's general election. It's a real privilege to be elected Member of Parliament for Dudley South for a third time. Parliament's back up and running now, this time with the government, with a majority where we can get things done nationally. And I'm working locally across Dudley South to make a real difference on the things that matter to local people. Working to improve jobs and skills for people across Dudley South. Every year I hold jobs fairs. I work with local companies to work out how we can offer better opportunities for local people. And on the 6th of March, I'll be holding my latest apprenticeship and skills fair, supporting our town centres, breathing new life into our local economy. We've seen a lot of the pressures that our high streets have faced, firstly from out of town shopping centres, now increasing online shopping. So I'm working with the government, with the council, with our mayor Andy Street, to make sure that town centres that have been struggling, like Brierley Hill High Street, get the support they need and also can look forward to a vibrant, successful future. Support world-class public services that we all depend on. Russell's Hall does a lot of things fantastically well. I'll always be in debt to the brilliant doctors, nurses and other staff who saved my life when I was seriously ill with sepsis 3 years ago. A lot of the time, treatment and care at A&E is world class, but we're seeing far too many people having to wait far too long on trolleys or in corridors before they're getting the treatment. That's just not good enough. And so I'm working with local doctors, with the hospital, with patients groups and other people in our community to look at how we can deliver the service that actually local patients should have a right to expect. And for our schools, I'm father of two children who are at school locally. I care passionately about education. It's the key to unlocking really so many opportunities for local people. But I've got a particular interest in special needs education. Before I was elected, I was a governor at a special school, and I know a lot of the difficulties that local parents of children with special needs are facing to get the education they need. So I'm working with the local council to make sure that we have the provision at our special schools, which they're really popular because they're so good. And finally, working to support our local environment. We see on the edge of our communities the threats to our green belt from housing that really doesn't need to be built there. We've got plenty of brownfield sites across Dudley and the broader Black Country to build the housing we need. And of course our local environment isn't just the countryside, the edge of our communities. In every town around Dudley South we have some fantastic parks, green spaces, play areas. Sadly, too often these are affected by unauthorised traveller camps setting up too often without any thought for the local community, often leaving behind mess, sometimes criminal damage, causing huge nuisance and leaving council taxpayer to pick up the bill. This needs to stop, and so I'm supporting the establishment of a transit site, which means that there will be a place for travellers where they can go legally, lawfully, without causing a problem. Really want to hear from you what you think I should be focusing on so that together we can work to make Dudley South an even better place to live, to work, to play.